Bernard was asked by the Pajans if he's going to make an endorsement on Francesca Hong. Bernard said, in classic Bernie fashion, he's like, oh, I'm not making an endorsement on any of the governor races, right? That's what he said. He said, let me be clear. I'm not making an endorsement on any of the gubernatorial runs or whatever, right? And basically Fox News took that and ran with it and is running with it to be like, oh, Bernie hates Francesca Hong. It's bullshit. Okay? It's complete and utter bullshit. He just said he's not familiar with her and that he has not gotten involved in many governor's races. The problem is Bernie is not a democratic socialist. Or rather, he is a democratic socialist, but he's not a part of DSA. Bernie has never been a part of DSA. It's really interesting that a lot of people don't realize this. There's just, I guess part of it is because like he has been so pivotal and so instrumental in the rise of DSA, but he's never been a dues-paying member of the Democratic Socialists of America, and neither has Abdul al-Sayed. Abdul al-Sayed doesn't even say he is a democratic socialist, obviously. He never has said that. But at least Bernie is a democratic socialist. Bernie once called DSA revisionist, by the way. Yes, because DSA used to be broadly revisionist back in the day. Or not like... Jesus wasn't a Christian? Okay, true. Yeah, Chris Hayes asked Bernie about Michael Harrington in the old 20th century party questions. Yes, Bernie is a lot older than the Democratic Socialists of America. So, are you concerned about our comms director? Hong's answers on media hits have been bad. Also, no TV ad spending. All will be solved. That's all I'm going to say. Francesca Hong is fantastic. She's wonderful. She's an unbelievably kind person. She's a diligent organizer. All will be solved. Trust the plan. Okay? Trust the plan. That's all I'm saying. None of these are, like irredeemable or horrible, None of these are like campaign enders regardless in the way that it is presented on Twitter. I don't think most people give a shit in the streets of Wisconsin about like how Francesca has responded to the Thanksgiving question or whatever the fuck. I do personally think that she should probably stop doing national media. Or if she's going to do national media, I hope that she is a little bit less explainy, if that makes sense, and a little bit more almost antagonistic. But that's a super solvable issue. It's not like a irredeemable quality. Like she has all of the fixins, okay? She has all of the best qualities that you can have. She needs to be a little bit more assertive. That's all. A little bit more assertive, a little bit more snappy, a little stick it to them. Okay? That's it. I think she's too kind for this contentious media environment. Maybe a little too Madison. And if there's one takeaway, it's so fun being a woman, lol. No, there's definitely that element too, 100%. She's a woman of color. That absolutely plays a role in how she is perceived. Okay? But the elements that I admire about Francesca Hong that I think play very well, especially when she's doing retail politics, like, guys, I'm telling you, the way she talks to Republicans at state fairs, just cut an ad on that alone and run with it, okay? Republicans that are like, I'm a triple Trump voter, like da-da-da, all those guys love her. There is a reason why there are lawn signs with MAGA and Trump and Francesca Hong all up and down this goddamn state with like some of the rural districts. She is great on one-to-one conversations. She is very affable. She is very personable. She is great. She, on the other hand, I don't believe you. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen some of those videos. New York Times has reported on it. New York Times did an entire article on Francesca Hong being the hog whisperer, and you guys are so funny and you don't even recognize it. She treats people like people, okay? Which is great. Bro, you literally know her. Why not tell her these points? Okay, guys, first of all, you don't know what I'm doing behind the scenes, okay? So shut the fuck up. And secondly, that's it. That's all I'm going to say, actually. That's it. That's the only point that you need to know. Just shh. Calm down. Okay? Just shh. Be quiet. Anyway. The other thing I will say is what makes her such a great organizer, unfortunately, doesn't make for good television, especially national television. Okay? Because the national TV environment is important if you want to nationalize your race, if you want to get support from outside of the state, but you're running for governor. And if you're running for governor, you have to be, I'm going to steal a term from a friend of mine here. I'm not going to reveal who it is. A Wisconsin nationalist. Okay? If you want to run for governor, you got to be a Wisconsin nationalist. In the same exact way that Zoran was a New York City nationalist. Okay? In the same exact way that Abdul El-Sayed is a Michigander through and through. Okay? There is not a piece of the Abdul El-Sayed campaign that isn't colored by the beautiful state of Michigan. And the same goes for Wisconsin. The same goes for Francesca Hong. Okay? She needs to be hitting the Wisconsin supremacy button over and over and over again. And there are so many aspects of this beautiful state that she could lean into, and she has leaned into. Like when we talk, when she talks about Wisconsin, you could tell she loves the state. Okay? And you can tell that there is a lot in the state of Wisconsin that you can draw from, specifically from Wisconsin's radical history. Okay? So yeah, that's like that's my feelings on the matter. The Thanksgiving stuff is very stupid. It's very silly. It will not make a tremendous impact in this election cycle. Okay? David Axelrod writes this silly fucking take. It would be good for Abdul El-Sayed if Francesca Hong loses her bid to become the Democratic nominee in Wisconsin next week. He's a serious person. She's a font of zany liberal faculty lounge exotica. But ours, hoping to deflect attention from unpopular POTUS, who hangs from them like an anchor, would surely try to link Abdul and Hong as philosophical kin. David Axelrod, shut the fuck up. You don't know anything. Just stop talking. Okay? Just let us cook. Let us do our thing, and then you can respond to it when those changes are happening and those changes actually deliver success. The idea that Abdul El-Sayed represents something serious, but Francesca Hong doesn't, is bullshit. Okay? It's bullshit. They are broadly a part of the same movement. They are broadly a part of the same coalition, a coalition that centers the needs of the working class and puts those needs primarily at the heart of their campaign, as opposed to the profit-centered motives of corporations. Okay? it's fucking bullshit. It's a little bit misogynistic as well, but it's ultimately bullshit. I'm not even going to do the whole Islamophobia, misogyny run, even though that is definitely a thing, but that's electoral poison. We shouldn't be getting into it. I'm saying a little, it's a lot. When I say something is a little misogynistic, know that it's a lot misogynistic. When I say something is a little Islamophobic or it's giving Islamophobia, understand that it's probably maximalist Islamophobia, maximum Islamophobia. I'm just fucking trying to be as, as reasonable as possible, okay? You just understand what I'm actually saying when I say things like that. Anyway, listen. We can't be too woke, okay? Unfortunately, especially during election season. So, Jay Caspian Kang says, Francesca Hung dropped out of college and ran a failing restaurant law. She's running on data centers, not woke. The establishment's derangement on her is pretty telling. Also, riddle me this. If she sucks so much, why is she running away with this primary? If you ask her supporters in Wisconsin, I imagine many will tell you that when they asked 5 candidates about data centers, one said she would impose a moratorium. They would also say she's the furthest on the left on Israel. I do not think one word would say fuck Thanksgiving. Editor Mentum is being a dipshit about this race on Twitter as well. I know. Well, he also was unbelievably critical about Daria Liza and didn't understand what was, what people were looking for there as well. He didn't pay too much attention to it. I disagree with him on this, okay? Like, there are elements of the Francesca Hong campaign that I too am thinking critically on, okay? But I'm not going to highlight and overemphasize that as it's a make it or break it situation for her, okay? It's very stupid. She is a phenomenal candidate. She has an incredible policy platform, okay? We care too much about the consultant pundit brain attitude. We care too much about what consultants think. Who gives a fuck? The only thing that matters is what do Wisconsinites think? That's the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters is the People's Republic of Wisconsin, okay? That's the only attitude and the only thing that should be at the heart of this fucking movement. It's ridiculous, okay? It's ridiculous. They love her. And I've seen it with my own 2 eyes, okay? Hasanabi's Midwestern arc is a sight to behold. Culver's changes a man. Oh, dude, 100%. 100%. I think a lot of people fall mercy to the liberal optics argument. And even if they present themselves as radical or have radical opinions, they unironically turn around and refuse to back the party line. They refuse to back some of the members of the party. I don't like that. Okay? We got to be a little bit more diligent and we have to be a little bit more loyal. We must be loyalists to the party. Okay? And by that, I don't mean the Democratic Party. You got a wonderful Democratic Socialist that is most likely going to break records, shock the world, and be the first Asian American governor of the state of Wisconsin, a swing state, although I oppose that framing. You are going to have the first Democratic Socialist governor, and you're over here fucking talking shit. You do not have enough loyalty to this movement. You do not understand the changes that are coming. Sometimes it's important to believe, okay? Sometimes it's important to believe. Sometimes it's important to back. Those fucking nasty centrist consultants don't agree with every single thing that their centrist candidates are doing, and yet they still push it nonetheless. We must do the same. It's always the same 2 moves from green room creatures like Axelrod. 1, talk very tough about what people find normal. 2, totally disregard what has put faculty lounge Exotica, she's a college dropout, by the way, in the driver's seat for the nom in the first place. Yeah. Francesca Hong has 50 canvas operations mobilizing for the governor campaigns. Joel Brennan has 1. Mandela Barnes had 0. Kelda Royce had 0. David Crowley had 0. It's fucking ridiculous. Shut the fuck up. You're out of your damn mind. You're sounding like Ted Lasso. No, sometimes revolutionary optimism is required, and sometimes you have to also have comradely disagreements with what a campaign is doing. Obviously, I'm a number one advocate for TV ads, for the record. If you were to ask me, to break down what some of the areas of improvement are, I would say that Francesca Hong needs like a media debate coach. I would say that there's room for improvement in the comms side, especially when she's doing these national media hits. Okay. And improvement, not necessarily nothing on the policy side, of course. I wouldn't touch anything like that. I would just simply put a little bit more edge in the way that she's communicating. But none of these are like irredeemable qualities, especially when she's been doing fantastic so far. Okay. She's going all up and down the state. And for the record, yes, she is doing ads on television, just on streaming TV. Delayed, but I found where they issued a correction. Not really a correction. What is this?
All right. One note that we do want to add. Yesterday on the show, one of our panelists made an unexpected comment about Hassan Piker, claiming that he abuses his dog. Hassan Piker denies this claim. All right, we'll be right back.
Nice. That's not a retraction. Bare minimum. Those fucking snakes. Can you check Angie Nixon running for U.S. Senate in Florida? Eventually, yes. No comment from Kaya. They hate you so much more than Fox News? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I think some do. But in any case, getting back to Francesca Hong. Jake Tapper does know. Yes, Jake Tapper definitely hates me more than anybody else. What's really funny is Donnie O'Sullivan is a person who's done a documentary on me on CNN and has been around Kaya and myself and could literally attest to it. Like they could just be like, hey, Donnie, you've been around Hassan Piker quite a bit. You've been around Hassan Piker and Kaya quite a bit. Do you think that Hassan Piker abuses his dog? Obviously, they could just ask that question to Donnie O'Sullivan. Anyway, you need a hollow iced cold lawyer to stick these fucking people when they slander your name. Dude, I can't. I don't have time. I don't have the bandwidth to do that. Okay? I don't have I don't have the time or the bandwidth to just like go through a convoluted legal battle, especially when there's no guarantee, because defamation is very difficult to prosecute. Okay? CNN is already covering their bases when they say that. The reason why they're issuing a correction, not a retraction in that moment, is to cover their legal basis, to be like, look, this is a claim that was made. We cannot confirm nor deny it, but then they just like I'd have to go to Jonah instead of CNN directly. Like, how do you think it would look if I'm like, if there's a headline, Hasan Piker sues CNN? Anyway, Jamel Bowie discussed the factional battles in the Democratic Party. We're going to cover that as well. Now that we, what do you call it? Now that we got into the third way bullshit. But yes, since last night, there were a lot of, do you disavow Hasan Piker? Do you disavow Israel? Or do you love Israel? How much do you love Israel? All this bullshit, as Abdul Al-Sayed, is going on national news and becoming more of a national story since he won his primary. Adam Johnson says, this interview was nothing but will you denounce Hasan Piker?